right, Maddie, don't cry too much. All right, hi guys, welcome back to Details in Hindsight. Today is season 1, season finale, episode who knows at this point. I'm gonna let future Maddie take over on that one, but man, if you guys have been following along on this PCS journey, I just want to say thank you. I don't know what the vibes are in the future when Maddie posts these, but just know that I am always grateful for y'all's support and y'all just commenting and just being vulnerable with me, because it allows me to continue to be vulnerable on this podcast and on TikTok and wherever. I really wanted to just show what it's like and talk about the emotions and talk about why it is important that we talk about it, because every 2 years I'm going to go through this again and again and again, and sometimes I feel crazy and sometimes I don't, but this one wasn't as hard as the first time. I will say the movers were fantastic. I could not have asked for anything better, and now I'm just gonna head over to Mississippi and meet up with Austin, and then we're on our way to the desert. Yeah, this last week has probably been the hardest, though, with emotions. I had to, unfortunately, last minute sell my car because I just could not financially keep up with her upkeep. And where we're going, they may not necessarily have the tools to fix her. And towing her like another 3 hours is just an expense like my family can't really afford right now. And basically, like, I got her checked out, and by her I mean my car. My car is named Stacy, or Stacy has been like my first big girl purchase. She's the first step of being like an adult that I took. I never bought anything outside of that. That's been like, aside from like my wedding, all my purchases have not been as extravagant. So she was just like my first big girl purchase and like freedom, and just allowed me to be more of an adult. And I'm very grateful for her and the time that she served with me. But I took her into the shop because the AC was kind of acting funky. And I think this was really a God thing, because I took her in and they were like, well, why don't we just do a little checkup since we're here? And the guy that was checking out the car was like, I'm going to be honest with you. If your car was a hospital patient, your car is in hospice. It was just very honest with me about how it's either going to be like $10K to fix her up and make sure she's fully working and stuff. And I was like, dang. And $10K for a 2011 car and just the mileage she's already on, it felt more worth selling her and then putting that $10K towards either a new car or whatnot. Not that I have the $10K, but if I was going to spend $10K, I might as well get a car that has working AC. But Stacy served her time. She was a great car. RIP. Yeah, that was really hard. I did that yesterday, and like, this sounds terrible, but it felt like I was like putting down a dog. It was like, here's Stacy, here's her car. Like, she's the best. Take care of her. And she really was. She was a really great first car, and I'm very grateful that I had the opportunity to buy her. And now, hopefully in the future I can still do that. I'll probably get a car once I get to the desert, but for now, financially, it probably just makes sense for me to just have Austin and I just share a car for a bit, and then yeah, so we'll make it work. It's really not that big of a deal, especially if I don't have a job. So yeah, that was the other part. Thinking about work. I tried my best to leave on a really good note. Always am hopeful and just grateful for the opportunity that I had. They gave me a discount on this apartment. So that's how I ended up here. And I'm very grateful for that. And I'm very, very, very widely aware of how well and taken care of I was during this long distance season with Austin. Very grateful that I had the opportunity to be able to like walk my dogs here and recover from my tumor here, and be able to grow as a person as well here. This freaking podcast here, and I will never forget this apartment. And it's ironic because when I was shopping for apartments, I usually go for like the top floor of apartment buildings, but I saw this apartment and the numbers were 4 and then 303. 303's kind of been my number that God's been like, hey, you're on the right track, or gives me peace and hope that, things are getting better or things are going to get better. So whenever I see like 303, it's Denver's area code, but whenever I see 303, I'm like, okay, I'm good. We're good. It's kind of like a little sign from God being like, hey, I got you. So it made sense to get this apartment because it was like 4, and 4 was like Austin, me, Nova, and Oakley. Like, it was like, oh, this is perfect. So very grateful to have had this apartment. If there's anybody that wants to move into this apartment, just know the people upstairs are loud. FO and FIFO at love you guys. You guys we need to work on footing and like shoes, and we need to yeah. So this apartment has just been one of those apartments that I will never forget. And I'm very grateful for the opportunity I had to just be here and grow. I can't say another time in my life where I didn't do like the most self-awareness, like growth, like that really happened here. Like a lot of self-reflection and a lot of self, like, this is working, this isn't working, this is what I want in the future, this is what I not like with friendships, and this is what I don't want anymore. And I'm okay with like being alone, and I think that was something I really was okay with before, but like now, like if Austin like went back on deployment or whatever, like I'm very confident in myself that like I'm okay. I felt like this was a really hard season to like grow in that area, but necessary for the future, especially if he wants to stay in. But yeah, I know this is not our last time doing long distance, and I know that there'll be harder times and there are more things ahead, but I'm very hopeful for the future, and I'm very hopeful that, yeah, I'm going to the desert. It's not ideal and it's not my dream base, but I'm hopeful that whatever happens in the desert continues to provide for the family, but then to like allow Austin and I to grow together. And maybe that's just what we need, is to run away to the desert and just recoup. Who knows? I don't know. A couple weeks ago, I just had a really good vibe about the desert. And just how it'll all work out. I usually like panic and I'm like, oh my God, like, why am I moving here? Like, this sucks. And like, moving to the desert wasn't the issue. It was giving up my entire job, my life, this apartment, my car, like just shedding me as a person to get to the desert. That was the difficult part. And I think there's a lot of times where military spouses like build their life up wherever they are, and then like just instantly we have to like cut it at its knees. I was very vulnerable with my mother-in-law the other week, and I told her the other day, and I was like, I love your son. I would just love the opportunity to grow at the same time he's growing, and like every time he's leveling up, I would like to do the same, but that's just not the case. And I have to continue to remind myself, like, the military was not built for me. They have been supportive, but they're not, again, I didn't sign up for that. Yeah, the desert itself's not freaking me out as much anymore. It took me a bit to kind of get there, but I'm very grateful that I'll be closer to family, which I can drive to Colorado and go see my family up there. I'm very grateful that I can be closer to one of my best friends, Hannah, and be able to help her during her wedding season. And I'm very grateful that I can be there for some things now. Like for the last 2 years, I haven't been home. So I'm very grateful that I'll be able to go see some Rocky Mountains, show Oakley the Colorado and the desert. I did mission trips to the desert before, so I'm very confident within the area, so I know what's going on. But it still, obviously, it doesn't make it easier. But Austin's very excited about what he'll be doing, which also helps me, because like if he loves his job and he's excited, like that definitely helps with moving to the desert. Because if I swear he comes home from work and he's like, and like there'll be hard days. But if I hear he hates it, we're gonna need a full factory reset. But that sounds like a future Maddie problem. So yeah, I guess that's kind of what's new. Emotions are still like hot and heavy. Also, I don't recommend being on your period the week you're about to move. That really heightened some emotions. And I did have like one big like meltdown last Tuesday, and that was like when I figured out I had to sell my car, because like everything else I was like, okay, I gave up my apartment, okay, I gave up my job, okay, I did this, oh, okay, did that. And then like they told me I had to sell Stacy, and I lost it. I've never cried so much. She needed to be sold. It was just the more realistic option. And like logically my brain was there, but I think emotionally the whole bit just like cut me to my core. And I was like walking around the park, and I told myself I would not go home until I stopped crying. I walked like 5.5 miles just like in a loop with the dogs, just like trying to like stop crying and like walk it out. And Austin was just holding the bucket via phone, and very grateful for his support during that season. And I'm very excited to go see them tomorrow. There's a lot to it. And being, a military spouse is no joke. And so if you're in this season, I just want to encourage you that your emotions are valid. And I highly recommend just giving yourself a chance to cry in a safe space, and also giving yourself a chance to grieve the life you built wherever you're at. You're allowed to be upset. You're allowed to be like, dang, like I really had it good. Allowed to have graduation goggles. And I highly recommend just like feeling those emotions, so when you get to the next base, it's not really haunting you. My goal for this next space is to live more in the moment and to be more present with military spouses over there and be more involved than I was here. That is something I didn't really do as much as I wish I did, but I had a full-time job, so I'm gonna blame that. My words of encouragement to other military spouses is just to remind yourself, you're gonna be okay. I know hurts like deep down in the soul to continue to like cut yourself at the knees to support your spouse in this decision that you guys have made together. But just know like there's no better purpose than the purpose of the family unit. And if this helps the family and this sacrifice that you're making helps the family, just be really proud of yourself that you're still a team and you're still together and you're still, you know, fighting for each other and making it work. Whether, yeah, you may not have a career, you may not have it all figured out, but just be proud of the fact that you are doing everything you can to support the family unit. That is incredible strength, because right now I just feel like there's a lot of spiritual warfare against families, and the military does not help. And just the dynamic with that, you know, if this is what it takes to keep our family whole and to keep, you know, moving forward as a married couple, you know, then we're gonna do it. And yeah, it sucks and it's not ideal. And one day, hopefully, I can build a career or have a little bit more financial help purpose-wise. I don't know, but yeah, I'm not breaking up my family unit because of a job. I can get a job anywhere else. I'm not gonna break up my family unit because it's convenient. Marriage is hard. Marriage is difficult. There's no two ways about it. But if you guys made a commitment to each other, and unfortunately this is the hard part on our end as a spouse and a dependent trying to support the person that is providing for the family. And yeah, it sucks. It really does. And it's hard to have like a sense of identity when they just cut you at your knees. But I just want to remind yourself your identity is being an amazing wife or husband, and your identity is like who you are as a person and like how you treat people and how you react and how you handle the situation. That's who you are. I really learned that this week, or just was really reminded this week that like you could have it all, but it could also be taken away just like that. And if your identity is not founded in faith, like it's going to wreck you every time. So, and like take you down peg by peg. So I highly recommend just to remind yourself that you're a child of God if you're a Christian. And if you're not, I highly recommend going to church, because that really helps with the mental health game. I truly don't know how people do this military lifestyle without faith, because like I literally lean on God like at least every day. Whether it's like if I'm running a fever, I'm like, Lord, help me out, or if it's just like, Lord, please help with my emotions. I am scared with this new transition. Like that, those are really heavy things. And if I didn't have God, I really truly don't know how I would have made it through these things, like my tumor, like all that. I can't imagine my life without that. So yeah, I highly recommend going to church or finding a church group or spouses that host like study nights and Bible study, because getting closer with God is going to be super key and super helpful with the identity issue. But yeah, would it be nice if like I was known for being a millionaire? Yeah. But is that the calling on my life right now? No. I have to keep reminding myself like my identity is in Christ, and my identity is not numbers. It's not all my achievements, because all my achievements are because of God. So I would not be here today because, you know, if I didn't have God. So Austin and I have officially ended our long distance this week, and I'm really excited to get back with him and just get back to being married. Hopefully expand the family a little bit. That'd be cool. Y'all, the amount of times people asked if I was pregnant the last 2 months has been out of this world. And I'm not. I haven't even seen my husband. But somehow people have gotten the impression that I'm pregnant. So I would like to be. I'm just not. So that's been really frustrating. Yeah, no, I'm excited. I think this will also be better for my health. Like the sinus issues I've had here are terrible. And I'm excited to like dry that up, be able to breathe better. That's something I'm really excited about. I'm excited to hopefully have a house or somewhere like Austin and I can settle in for a bit and just regrow our relationship. I feel like we've both been kind of thriving apart, but now we're going back together. So just like reintegrating and trying all that out. And I'm actually excited to see like how well we could thrive together again, because I know like it's been hard on him too. So my plan is hopefully to be living in a house or off the waiting list by the end of summer. I hope to have the podcast up by my birthday in July, but I don't want to cut Future Maddie short. I want to really invest in season 2, and I really want to go hardcore with it and take it one step further, because I know I can now, which is great. And now I have the time to really like plan out episodes and scripts and videos and thumbnails and planning. Now I have the time to do that, and I could really just full send on this podcast, which I'm really excited about. So stay tuned for that. Also, to help me plan in the future for season 2, I would love to know what you guys want to see, what you want to talk about, what you want to hear. It helps me understand where you guys are at so I can continue to create content that you guys want to see. So feel free, keep asking. I love when you guys suggest episodes. Those are my favorite because then I feel like I'm actually supporting you guys the way you guys need. This podcast has been amazing. I have a couple things planned, hopefully in the fall. We'll see. I hate when influencers are like, stay tuned. But yeah, no, I'm really excited. This has been one crazy journey, but I figured this would be a great way to end season 1 so that way. And that's the other thing with this podcast. I was not expecting to go this far, or this long. I was only going to do 12 episodes for season 1 and then give myself the spring to pack and and I continued to film because I just loved it. And I really enjoy doing this. So thank you guys for supporting me along the way. It really just means the world to me. And I hope this community continues to grow. You guys have also been just so supportive during this whole thing. I have never met such kind souls during this. And all the guests that I've had were amazing. And even outside of the podcast, I feel like when you meet people, you're like, oh, okay, we're just for show. But I literally still talk to everybody outside of the pod, which is great. And I want to continue to have those relationships with my guests. And if you guys want to have certain guests on this podcast, let me know. I could reach out and continue to do that and continue to grow this content. I have a couple people already lined up for season 2, which I'm really excited about. But I obviously want to make sure that I'm giving you guys what you want and what you need as well. So yeah, wish me luck. Going to the desert is going to be tricky. I don't know what the studio will look like. I don't know what the vibes will be, but my plan is to continue to film and to continue to be Maddie and yeah, just share what it's like being a military spouse. And just reminding you guys, you guys are not alone. I know this, we are so isolated. It's insane. I was telling my mother-in-law, and this was no one understands it except for these isolated women all over the country. And it's so hard to find each other because of how social dynamics are these days. But I just want to say it's okay. And if you're not in a good spot right now, I just want to say you guys are doing phenomenal. Just give yourself some time and breaks. Don't be so hard on yourself. I know we're all really stressed out and we're all going through it. Trust me, I'm right there as I'm sitting in this empty apartment right now. But you guys are worth so much more than the stress, and you're worth so much more than the anxiety. You guys are amazing, and I really, truly, truly, truly just want the best for all of you. And I just hope this community can continue to support each other and allow each other to grow and empower each other. I really felt like this community is also highlighting the spouses that really truly do care, and it's highlighting there are girls out there that want healthier relationships and friendships, and there are girls out there that want to honor their commitment to their spouses, and we're not just the stereotype, oh, he's gonna cheat, they're crazy, yeah, they're out there for sure. But I highlighted some of the spouses that really truly are just some of the best people you'll ever meet, and I want to continue to do that and highlight more because there are so many of us that I would love to just continue to empower other spouses that they can do it and they can stay confident and not lose their minds. Honestly, my goal for this podcast is also to empower the future military spouses out there. I mean, there's a ton of girlfriends and there's a ton of future spouses out there that don't know what's going on, and to be able to come together and show them the way without being rude and, mean girl vibes. We're all going through it. It does not make it just doesn't make any sense to me to cut people out or exclude people that should be part of the deal. So yeah, like I said before, if you have any questions or you have any people that you want on the podcast, please let me know. I'm currently in the process of planning out season 2 and I'm really excited. I am probably going to take a couple weeks off after this episode, which sucks because I like the traction. And if you're consistent, it's consistent. But when I get to season 2, it should be back to regular scheduled programming, which I'm really excited about. I am moving to Mountain Standard Time, so times might change, some things like that might change, but other than that, same old Maddie, just different fonts, if that makes sense, different locations, but that is okay. That's the whole point, and that just makes it more fun. It changes it up. Consistency is great, but we also want to make sure we're evolving and growing as well, and that's the whole point of this podcast. So, all right, I am so grateful for you guys, and I gotta move now across the country. So I'm gonna pray us out and we'll be okay. Dear Lord, thank you for this day. Thank you for the opportunity thank you for share how this all went down. And I hope other military spouses hear this podcast or see this podcast and realize oh my God, it's not just me, and see like that they're not alone and that this is a very normal process for this situation. And Lord, I just ask that if there are any other spouses that are currently in the thick of it and just quit their job, sold their car, and just have no self-identity right now, Lord, just I want you to remind them that they are worth so much more than itemized or jobs or money or whatever. Their purpose is how they present themselves and how they, treat other people and who they are and their character and all of that, Lord. So please just remind them that they're worth more than all the stress that comes with this military lifestyle. But Lord, thank you so much for this opportunity to build this podcast. Thank you so much for allowing me to grow, and I hope other people saw the growth with it. Lord, I am so excited for season 2. Whenever that does transpire, Lord, I just ask that you continue to lead the way and allow and enlighten me on how you want to take this step by step, Lord. But we are so grateful for you, and I've truly learned a lot in this season, and I'm very hopeful that, this next season coming up is just only the beginning of this crazy journey. So in your name, amen. So I hope this makes sense. I feel like the last couple episodes I filmed like this, I'm like, I'm kind of talking and I don't really have, there's no plot. I guess the only thing left is to say goodbye and follow, subscribe. I will be right back. Okay. There's no way in hell I'm going to let this flounder. I had too much fun doing this, but thank you guys for putting up with me. If you have not yet hit that follow, hit the subscribe button, and I will see you guys very shortly. Okay. Now, further ado, future Maddie, it's on you now.